Hey guys, welcome back to another week of the Unnamed Cybersecurity Podcast. Not sure where we're going today. We got a whole bunch of things that we talked about in the green room, but it's another week, and I'm Bob. We got Matt and we got Chris here, and
I'm Matt.
I know that Chris always has an opinion on something.
Do you want to?
We only shot down half of them in the green room. So,
I was gonna say, do we want to be here next week, or do we just want to just go full?
Oh no, we need to be here next week. We can't have all the accounts shut down.
Oh, come on now, wouldn't go that deep. Let's talk United Healthcare. How about that? Let's start with that.
Yeah,
that 100 million turning into 100.
Keep going and going and going and going and going.
Yeah. First it was
keeps on giving.
First it was 100 million. Now it's 190. Do the math on that. That's 90% more than what they said before. So basically, if you're an American adult, you probably some children too. Obviously, your social security number, government ID, all that stuff is all stolen out of that. They just kind of released that information, but didn't really make it a big deal. I didn't see like media really cover it very much. Did you? I saw
it. Doing it.
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't see a lot of push on like how bad that is. But
I mean, I saw something that says, the breach the breach cost for them already reached $3.1 billion with a B when it was in their financial results. So somebody had some pretty deep pockets to fix this problem.
With a B.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of theirs. So
I know I got a notice. I got a notice that I was involved in the Change Healthcare thing because of a doctor visit I had out in San Diego when I was at an event.
Oh, that
event.
My
scooter accident keeps getting.
Oh, that event, yeah.
That event. Hey, Bob, did that event involve a scooter?
That was definitely a scooter accident.
That was a scooter accident. Bob is banned from scooters.
Keeps on giving. Keeps on giving.
Yeah, so now I got yet another another set of identity monitoring and credit monitoring. And it's like I said in the green room, if they could have been stacked, some people could have like 20, 30 years of credit monitoring at this point.
At this point, shouldn't we all just have it like forever anyway?
Yes. I also feel like it's not exactly perfect prevention either.
No, but
no, it's not prevention.
Not even prevention at all. So I was distracted by a bouncing child through my glass door while trying to ignore them.
Fine. Yeah. So we have that.
But we are still recommending to still address your personal credit and your kids' credit by having those accounts all locked with the three agencies.
Mm-hmm.
I think regardless of what we talk about on here, probably just good practice. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to go get credit as an adult, but that's better than somebody else getting credit in your name.
Yes,
it's fair. Yeah.
It's easier for you to get credit as yourself. It's easier for someone else to get credit as yourself.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna make a questionable decision like buying a boat, like maybe just do it yourself and not have somebody else do it for you.
You say that it'll fix my buying toys problem when I lock my credit.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So
jokes aside, folks, it's not really bad having your credit locked. You basically get a phone call and a couple small hoops to jump through that are quick to prove you're you. That's all.
And just to follow the narrative, we need bigger penalties for these companies that I've said it 100 times. I think maybe more than 100 times at this point.
That too.
I'm sick of it. But so MGM too. Let's just update them. Remember they got hacked. 2023? Yeah, like October 2023.
Yeah, this was somebody called the help desk.
Yeah. Well, but now they can. I didn't realize they combined their 2019 breach and their 2023 breach into consolidated class action lawsuits. Anyway, that was settled for only $45 million.
That's a whole new kind of debt consolidation.
Yeah. So in 2019, hackers stole driver's license, passport numbers, addresses. In 2023, that was the whole ransomware thing. And I don't think they really did. They ever say what was stolen? Oh yeah. Some had social security numbers or military identification stolen. If you had that stolen, you can get $75, guys. $75 for getting your social security number stolen.
And you go to the table and put it on
What?
black, right?
And if you get your passport or driver's license stolen, $50. 50. Now, if you can prove that there was harm caused by the data breach to you, you can get up to 15,000.
That's
What?
pretty. How is someone going to trace that back to that specific breach?
Yeah.
Probably why everybody's going to get $50 or $75. Just saying.
The
Also,
lawyers are going to win.
oh no, the lawyers already won this one. I was getting to that. Is it too late to go back and get a law degree?
Never.
I think we should all go back and get law degrees. This seems lucrative. 30% of that settlement can go to lawyers. Just do the math on that. By the way, if you're an attorney, never do business with me. I'm sorry about this, but you don't deserve 30% of that money. The people that are the victims deserve that money.
I'll send my brother's law firm your way if he wants to leave my services.
We should bring him on here just so I can berate him about the fees that they take. That'd be
a pretty fun one.
That'd be pretty fun.
Did you see the piece where the government where people can now sue their own company for not complying with government cyber regulations and get a piece of the action at the end?
But you mean employees can
an
sue
employee
working, basically? Yeah, I wanted to find that I can't sue myself for not.
Yeah, no, you can't sue yourself and make money, but it would be an employee. Like there was an employee at Penn State that sued the university over non-complying with government regulations. The government assumed the case, and he ultimately made $250,000 of the one. I think it was over $1 million settlement with the university with the U.S. government.
Oh, so, it's because they take public dollars from the U.S. government.
Because they had government contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello.
So it was like I'm gonna guess it was I'm guessing here it was either CMM. It was probably CMMC or based contracts that they weren't complying, and they were fudging. They were fudging the reporting.
Okay, so
that's no
here's my 2025-2026 plan. 1, go back and start looking at my law degree. 2, pick a university that must have government contracts. That's as far as I got, guys. I figure if I do that, maybe we don't have to work again.
You get $500,000 right there.
Yeah, that's a pretty good nest egg. Let's go. Also, I'm sure that person wasn't didn't go into it with that mentality, but like when they notice it, hey, congrats on being a whistleblower.
I think it was after he left.
Oh, it was malicious? Okay. Well, okay.
So
yeah.
I just got an interesting text message from my dad as we were talking. It might be something we want to chat about. He said, just curious, what's your take on DeepSeek? Just came in. It's like magic.
So first of all, I love that the name is synonymous, like searching the dark web for like illegal stuff. But like other than that,
hey guys, back up for a second. What is DeepSeek?
Well, I was getting to that, but like the name is all about being on the dark web and deep web exploration. But in this case, it's AI. It's a competitor to what? ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Perplexity, Anthropic, Claude, whatever you want to call it. Allegedly trained their model for 97% less, 97% less than OpenAI did. So it's kind of caused a ruckus in the stock market, if you will.
Okay.
It's pretty, a little bit of free fall today. I mean, people are going to dive into it. They'll see what it is from a standpoint of it's open source. Technically, the model's open source, but the way that they don't really talk about what data they put in there. There's some sketchy stuff about the cost, because the cost that they said it cost them only $5.5 million. Whereas normally training a model is hundreds of millions, like a big model is like hundreds of millions. So, but in there, they said that it excluded the cost of prior research and experiments on architecture, algorithms, and data. So, like, what's the true cost?
Mhm.
It seems a little sketchy. That's all.
You spend $1 billion setting something up, but the training portion was only $5 million of it. I don't know. Sounds like there could be a big fudge factor there.
Yeah.
Or did they use somebody else's model to train it first and then go from there?
Yeah. I mean, we'll find out. It's obviously causing like a shock in the industry. So if it is true, if they did figure out a way to make a decent model at that low of cost, I mean, honestly, it's better for all of us. Now, feeding your information into the App Store version does potentially send your data to China, so you may not want to do that. Just a thought. You be you, though. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Just might want to think about it. That's all. Yeah, we'll see. It's interesting to say the least.
Well, they do seem to give some different responses when you ask some questions, like hypothetically, what happened in 1989 in Shanghai? Because it looks like DeepSeek says it can't answer that question, and I just asked ChatGPT, and it's still typing page after page after page after page. So there might be some other concerns I'm not going to touch on too much, on biases, I suppose.
So Matt, when we fly to Shanghai? Not after this? Is that the answer?
I like my life. I'm not going to Shanghai ever now. After this comment.
Kind of what he means is the CCP is putting some strict guardrails around certain events that have happened in China over the years. Allegedly
happened.
Allegedly. No, I'm saying allegedly from that's what
okay.
Allegedly doing to the no, the stuff happened. I'm not saying that. I'm saying allegedly this is why the DeepSeek may or may not be able to answer these calls or these questions.
Yeah, but from what I'm reading, people seem to like the results from it for a basically lower barrier to entry. So I'm kind of curious to see how this plays out. Stock market going nuts over it is interesting. But I mean, it's a new, it's all new stuff. No one knows what to do with it. Everything's not going to go up all the time. There's always going to be new players. So I'm kind of curious to see this recoil here over the next few days.
If you can truly reduce the cost of something by 90%, right? Is good enough? Right? Mm-hmm. Like maybe it's not a top tier model. Maybe it's not like at the zenith of the situation of like the models, but like is good enough?
And for most people, it probably is.
It might be, right? For most businesses. But the challenge you have with that is the whole data privacy part of it.
Yes.
So if that model, because it's open source, gets put into a different situation where maybe you run an internal or some sort of private hosted situation for the model, and you can train it on your own data and whatnot. Maybe it makes sense, but like, be careful with your data. Be careful where you're putting it.
Well, that's worth mentioning with ChatGPT as well, because a lot of folks use the free one, and when you train it on data, that data's in it. Like it can use that data to learn. So
yeah,
if you're employed by somebody and using company data, don't dump it in there unless that's a company plan and you have a policy.
I was gonna say the teams version say they won't train it with the Teams version, but that's what they say. I'll agree with whatever they say. I don't think they're
saying large companies might not always be truthful, Chris.
Change Healthcare didn't have MFA on a website that hacked 190 million people.
Yes.
Just do companies always do what they should do to protect the data? Nope. But here we are, guys. 2025, and people still aren't using MFA that host a bunch of customer data.
And that was what happened at Power School. 60 million records because there was no MFA on their support tools.
You want to throw the Australian insurance company Medibank in there again? Same deal. They got hacked. Same deal. No MFA. So
Ooh.
MFA slows me down.
yeah, you shouldn't lock your doors either. Slows you down from
You have
getting
locks.
back in your house.
You have locks on your doors?
You have walls? Those walls just make it take too long to walk into my house.
I live in a glass house, so don't mind.
Anyway, guys, we're losing it. We should move on and
I started with it lost.
Yeah, I think just kind of wrap this up. Look, at the end of the day, be careful with where you put your data. A lot of big companies have exposed their data, so be careful, be mindful of that. Your credit's important. Make sure you take care of it. And next week, we'll touch on shared responsibility model next week. I think that's important that we kind of get that out there when we talk about that with respect to cloud. And Matt's going to lead that charge. So, guys, if you show up next week and Matt doesn't talk about that, it's all on him.
And next week, Chris, make sure you've got the color matching shirt.
Oh man!
Sorry about the noise.
Send me a text so I can match your color scheme.
See you next week, guys.
All right, see you next week.
Wedding.